ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folks. Thanks so much for stopping by. My name is Jinxeekatt. I will be your host today as we tackle the wonderful game between Team Krap Yourself and Waiting on Cherry. We are super excited to be back casting. You know, typically we don't do Fridays, but I saw the matchup and I just could not stay away. So, you have to give me 1 second actually here because it turns out if you want to cast Heroes of the Storm, then it is a good idea to open up the game so you can actually see the game being played. There we go. Uh-oh, I left the lobby. And I was booted from the party. Wow. Alright, no. So I hope you guys are all excited to be here. I know I definitely am. It has been a fantastic time. I'm really looking forward to this match. It's going to be a lot of really fun games. But before we get all into that, why don't we go ahead and check out where we're going, where we cannot go, and where we hope to go. Yeah, Tetra is pointing out on my shirt. We have one of these really awesome Jinxeekatt pins that you can get to help support my streaming career by heading over to, actually I'm going to post a link in chat right now. Filling out a form there, you can get yourself one of these sweet, awesome pins. They're $6, and then usually like $2 in shipping. So, you know, $8, you can have yourself like a cool little cat to cast games and play with yourself. They bring lots of good luck, and you may or may not get $1 million if you buy them. So, yeah, definitely check those out if you want to help out. But without further ado, why don't we go ahead and check out these maps. Chat into the teams really quick. Alrighty, well, the teams are hopping right in as they should be. We're past the 2-minute mark. As you guys can see here, the members of Team Krap Yourself opted to ban away Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. Waiting on Cherry banned out Braxis Holdout and Garden of Terror. Our first map tonight is going to be Cursed Hollow. As you just heard, the members of Waiting on Cherry getting the map pick after the members of Team Krap Yourself opted for first pick. So without further ado, why don't we head on in to the game and see all of our bands and good stuff, right? The draft is a pretty cool thing to watch. Tetra is pretty cool and attractive. You should give him a follow as well if you haven't. It's a really fun game, really fun person. And, you know, if you see Wono around, just be like, damn, ooh, like, who's that sexy support / damage player? Like, is that Wono, the #1 Medivh in North America? Woo! But, alright, let's bring it on back to the game. What we're actually here to see. Waiting on Cherry versus Team Krap Yourself. Right out the gate, we're going to see Orphea banned away, and May is going to be banned away. They're both really great for stalling out these games. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense that, that they're going to get rid of them. They can just make it so frustrating to grab those tributes. Uther going to be the next ban here. And, you know, gosh darn it, I love myself a good Uther. Like, a good Uther tank is just like absolutely perfection. I made more of a popping noise than a kiss. Chef's just mwah. Brightwing gonna be our last ban away here as we get ready to hop in. Sonya gonna be the first pickup for Yatre. So we'll see what Waiting on Cherry is going to ban away next. Not ban away, pick up. They would like to pick some heroes, not just ban. But I'm sure there are a lot of heroes that can be banned. One thing to keep in mind is that Chromie is still available. So could see Chromie coming out here, but it's going to be Stukov and Falstad coming out here for the team. Falstad, as you might remember, has really jumped up in priority after the change they got to a couple of talents, got a couple of numbers swapped around a little bit of the ways that the abilities work. For example, Boomerang is now baseline, though you can pick it up at level 7 to give it just a little bit of extra oomph. So, big change. And then, of course, Stukov. Nobody ever felt bad for having a Stukov on their team. It's a really solid hero. We are going to see Darkfin pick up the Nubarak, and then K4000 is going to be that Li Ming. So, hopping in with their tank. Good long range engage from Darkfin there. Going to see Anduin band out next. Teams are just flying through this draft. There we go. Trying to keep everybody updated on our draft here. You're here to watch Dax feed out of his mind. Chromie is going to be banned away. The teams don't want to have anything to do with that. You know what? That's fair. Being pinged all the way from Narnia does not feel good. So get him out of there. My soothsayer wants to bork me. There we go. All right. So Chromie and Anduin are going to be banned away. Almost, you know, everybody banned has their blondies or light hair, you know. Orphea, I consider her blonde, even though it's technically white, but you know. So Johanna will be picked up for Cherrywood there. And then we're gonna have Dax on the Greymane. See what the members of Team Krap Yourself are going to ban or pick up as their last two heroes here. It's looking like they're rounded out with Deckard, Kane, and Vala. Lots of long-range poke from the side of TKY. Deckard is really hard to kill. It's able to keep pokes alive for a very long time on that point. We'll see what members of Waiting on Cherry are going to round it out with. They need an offlaner, somebody to duel out into Sonya. Who's it going to be? Unless Falstad is the offlaner, because that's definitely could be the case as well. It looks like Dahaka is going to be their last pickup. Love a good Dahaka. See if anybody swaps it around. Makes my life more difficult than it needs to be. Gonna be some serious. I mean, yeah, definitely playmaking. Nobody has ever fed on either of these teams in their life. Sometimes you just gotta feed to win, you know? Trait value. Is your trait value sometimes going back to base for free? Yeah, but you know, nevertheless, it's trait value. You know, you got back to that base a lot quicker than you would if you would have hearthed or, you know, something else. We're heading in game number 1, our best of 3 series. Team Krap Yourself versus Waiting on Cherry. Loading in here, we are on Cursed Hollow, and I hope you guys are all having a fantastic evening. There are a lot of places you could spend a Friday night, and I'm so glad that you opted to spend it with me. That's really, really awesome. We head in here to game number 1. Let's take a look at our teams. As you can see, Yatre is going to be your Sylvanas. Mimosas will be our Deckard Kane. Darkfin on that Anubarak. K4000 on the Li Ming. And Bosu is going to be your Vala. This is Team Krap Yourself. Over on the red-hand side, you can see Dax is our Greymane. Mr. Potato Head on the Falstad. Death Punisher is Stukov. Johanna is played by Cherrywood. And last but not least, Discord will be our Dahaka. Let's head to the middle lane where none of the players are yet and take a look at some of these talents. If I have a mod in chat who'd be really awesome and throw a prediction for me because I forgot, that would be really nice. I would appreciate that very much. As we head in here, we'll take a look at some of the quests. Everybody just trying to get these minions right out the gate. Spicy play. We have 4 members waiting from Waiting on Cherry. Trying to pick somebody off. In fact, they're going to look for K4000 here. They do miss the drag. They're going to jump out of the silence, chasing Li Ming down, but she is very slippery. Discord and Dax looking for him. They do have one more auto. Do they have the... Oh, almost getting her with the Gilnean cocktail, but First Blood will not go over to the side of Waiting on Cherry just yet. Very close, though. If they had connected that drag, that would have been a definitely dead Li Ming. But... nevertheless, able to, you know, at least put a little bit of fear into K4000's heart. Born to Shine, thank you for the follow. everybody is just focused on getting those minions right now, getting that soak. You can see Sukov and Greymane headed over to get started on this night camp, while Bosu is going to grab the Siege Giants here. Be able to pick that up really quickly. We have 13 stacks on that Caltrops. Ooh, Caltrops. Wonder if we're going to see the Chad Vala come out. Meanwhile, Deckard can going for the Scroll of Identify. So trying to lock down the heavily melee team of Waiting on Cherry. Else we have the Flagrant Flyer from the Falstad. So of course, just trying to stack up off those heroes, off those minions, get that extra attack damage, and then the extra attack speed that you get right out the gate is very fun. So Mr. Potato Head just stacking away down here, and of course, nothing out of the usual. We do have Race Car to Hawka. Both teams playing so safe right now. Level 4 is going to be picked up just a smidgen before Team Krap yourself by the side of Waiting on Cherry. Knights have been picked up, are pushing in. Bosu getting quite low. Going to be first blood going down. Johanna picks that up. Darkfin trying to save their life. But the slow silence combo from Sukava was just a little bit too much for Vala to get out of. We'll back up before the next objective, so nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, though, silence will come by Death Punisher. Knights have been cleared out, and small XP lead going over to the side of Waiting on Cherry. Do have Siege Giants that were picked up by Dax while that team fight was going on in the middle. Falstad is staying down and trying to get as much siege pressure as they can because they can't just fly in and help out with this fight. Big stun root combo coming out from Bosu and Darkfin, though, and that is going to be the support going down on the side of Waiting on Cherry. However, Bosu may be traded out. Great use of that drag from Dahaka, nearly catching him. They're trying to get the rubies on the side of Bosu here, but Discord and Dax making it really difficult for the team to step up and grab those. Yatre gonna come in, jumps in, gets a spin to win. There is gonna be a root coming out. Cherrywood going to get the defense on this. Big condemn coming out. Yatre so low, 6 health, 10 health. Can he get out? Nemesis is going to drop that potion. Cherrywood going to be rooted. This looks like it's the end of Johanna. Yeah, Cherry will fall down here. Nemesis so very low. Yatre trying to pick up low in the background. The blue team is so incredibly low. Yatre will try to pick it up. Li Ming will go down, but this is going to be the first objective going over to the side of Team Krap yourself. It's having great sustain early on. Falstad, though, never leaving, so it was a 5v4. Difficult for Waiting on Cherry to get in there. Meanwhile, one tower and most of the second one, as well as the gate, did go down in the bottom lane. This also puts a big advantage on the side of Waiting on Cherry in terms of minion and XP, so just because they were able to soak the entire time that fight was going on, and getting that kill really helps out as well. So silence will come out. Danuparak is going to be able to just squeeze by. The buck is actually pretty skinny for a tank, so was able to pass right by the Cherrywood, and now gonna just get in position for this next objective. Meanwhile, Deckard and Vala and K4 are actually going to grab these Knights as well, so Knights will push in the middle as the teams are fighting over this objective, and we'll see how Waiting on Cherry is going to respond. Sonya gets hit with the weighted pustule, has to back it up. The rest of the team is in position, and this time Bosu is going to go down to try and contest Mr. Potato Head. They're very low on that mana, so we'll consider heading back in just a moment. Nemesis is nearly done channeling that objective, but not going to be able to do so yet. Dahaka very low, but Sugab gonna be the first to go down. They were able to tunnel in and use that extra adaptation from the essence to heal it up, and Sugab ends up going down. Another tribute going over to the side of Team Krap yourself. Still great value being got there from Waiting on Cherry. Dax was able to clear out that middle night camp, so it did not push in. You can see nothing has been scathed on this middle gate. Falstad was able to grab that second tower, and level 10 is going to be hit first here by the side of Waiting on Cherry. Darkfin going to come look for Mr. Potato Head. Great barrel roll. Waits until the very last second, is able to dive past Darkfin was not stunned out, as such is going to be able to tap. We'll see if Mr. Potato Head opts to go to this one. They cannot give over another objective for free. Level 10 is hit for both teams. You have Fallout going for the Reign of Vengeance. Team is looking for Mr. Potato Head. Oh, he falls asleep, gets caught. The last second curse bullet does come out. They try to find the gank onto Falstad, but do not connect. That is a big cooldown. Leap comes in, connects on the 3 members. Cherrywood able to pop that condemn right as it comes through. Lots of rubies able to be picked up as it hits 3 members. Darkfin coming in, does not have that cocoon available just yet. Falstad in the back. K4000 really is chunking away. Dax jumping in. Decker can be the first to go down. Big Gus into the back. Team Yatra the next to fall. K4000 will trade out Mr. Potato Head. Curse bullet coming out once again, but Li Ming dies too quickly. Bosu in the back. Cherrywood very, very low, but Dax is going to be able to grab this lickety split. No problem. That is going to be the first objective going over to the side of Waiting on Cherry. They're looking to finish off Bosu. They are going to as she jumps into this middle. This middle bit of terrain here, trying to get away, maybe hide, seeing as most teams do check the bushes, but the team was able to spot her out. All the while, though, Siege Giants were pushing in. Mr. Potato Head will fly up here and start dealing with them. Front wall goes down. Do have Knights pushing here in the middle lane as well. And once again, Fly was just burned, and this objective has to be contested by Waiting on Cherry if they do not want to be cursed. Boss will be picked up by the side with the Greymane. They know they are really quick to grab this and pull this down. Dax, very low on mana, is just going to tap before heading down to the tribute. However, it is going to spawn in just 5 seconds here, and the members of Team Krap are already in position. Discord will burrow down. The sound has been made, so they know he's there. Tries to connect with the drag, not going to be able to do so, and now Waiting on Cherry has arrived. Haka very low, stay wild, and listen, connecting on the 3 members. Blessed Shield, not going to matter there. Sukov is cocooned. Li Ming bursting him down. Memphis is looking to pick this up. The members of Waiting on Cherry are so very low. In fact, 2 members ending up going down. Leap to finish off Death Punisher along with the Li Ming. These Li Ming resets are no joke. Nobody going down on the side of Team Krap Yourself. They pick up this tribute and they look to push in. Do have a boss still pushing up in the top. It grabs that grabs that front wall, but it is going to go down fairly quickly here. Ball coming up to deal with it. Dax does fire, not going to connect with the Gilnean Cocktail, and mid looks to bottom, looks to be the point of aggression down here as this blue team just continues to push on in. Big thing they're trying to do here is soak all 3 lanes. Yatra in the middle lane. We'll get the gate down. A little bit of tower, but not much else. They're coming back in after hitting that tap. Mr. Potato Head potentially looking to rotate around. I like keeping the foul side in the mid lane because that means you can jump to any other lane in but a moment. Midas is here now. Just going to continue pushing in. Dax is back. Bosu's back. Curse Bullet comes out. Stay wild and listen. Dax very low. Great use of that flailing swipe. Gus comes out too just for extra good measure. The entire front wall, including those side gates, is going to be bursted down here by the side of Team Krap Yourself. They grab this bottom fort, they grab that front gate, big minion wave pushing in, and now they're going to look to grab their boss. This is going to be a little bit more difficult. Waiting on Cherry has already found them. Dahaka will be burrowing in, and with that, they're willing to just trade this out and be happy to get it. Level 13 online for both teams. Night Camp is going to be started. This is really risky. We do still have those disengage tools on cooldown from Waiting on Cherry in the back. Tax is going to grab at Darkfin. Camp still being completed here, but this time by Waiting on Cherry, they pick up the aggressive camp. Great prediction on their enemies there. Huge Ruby out once again. We'll see if Mias is going to pick those up. Yep, there they are. And they're already starting to clean this out. Nobody going down just yet, but a successful trade for Waiting on Cherry. Falstad going to get started on this very push-up lane here. Dahaka heading back to the middle lane. They did burrow in for that boss engage, so it will be a moment before he's able to come back and deal with any of these other far out lanes. Meanwhile, Yatra will get started on grabbing this siege camp. Nobody dealing with top quite yet. Both of these top forts incredibly low, could go over at a moment's notice. Dax gonna get started on this siege camp. Right now, it's all about just getting in position for these later fights. Mamias, though, is going to end up going down, pushed up a little bit too far. The rest of the team backed off as such. Deckard is a bruiser too, but 1v4 makes it a little bit more difficult. Now, not having this support, Dax is not going to be there just yet. He is the biggest boss damage for waiting on Cherry, but Falstad, still a pretty good fight there. Boss will go over to the red team. Dax making his way down there. Yatre is going to look to just continue pushing up from the top. They have these siege giants. They have this fort, which is incredibly low. Numerak comes to fight down here. The red boss does go over. Dax now running for his life. And this tribute should be pretty fair game for waiting on Cherry. We'll see if they look to push it or if they're just going to continue pushing away instead here. And it looks like pushing this bottom fort is going to be the choice. Blessed Shield will come out, condemn onto Mamias. Leeming knows there's not much they can do. Just hope that the support is able to get away. Though Dax enters the Worgen form, and that is going to be, once again, Deckard Cain getting a free trip back to base. Sonya was able to grab that tribute, but waiting on Cherry deciding, you know what? It's neither a curse for either team. Let's go ahead and see what value we can get here instead. Arguably, they end up getting bigger value than that second tribute as they grab this keep wall. They're looking at Bosu now. Stun will come out from Darkfin, does not connect onto any members of the red team. Silence just for good measure. And Boss will get about 50% of this keep before going down. Waiting on Cherry, seeing how low it is. No, they can do no more. They might be able to catch out Yatre here, though. 15 seconds on Blessed Shield. Dax looks for the team, decides to back it off. Sonya just a little bit too slippery for their hands, especially with that leap. So, opting just to continue roaming around as a 4-man. They found their experience lead once again, about a level ahead of Team Krap yourself, and just trying to maintain that lead. Objective will spawn here in a moment. Dahaka is just cleaning away, and we're hit kind of the lull in Cursed Hollow that we typically see. The middle is going to be where the side of Team Krap yourself would like to push in. They want to grab this well. Boss is being picked up as another tribute is going over to the side of Team Krap yourself. They're going to grab the tribute. They're going to grab this middle for Falstad, looking for the fly gust play. Jumps over to the tribute. Actually manages to stall it out. Blessed Shield comes in. Discord is channeling Mamias. Not what the team has to back away. Orb comes out. Yatre tries to hit with the leap, but does not connect onto Discord. Team fighting from all sides. Mr. Potato Head looking for the pincer, still has that gust available, is right behind Cherrywood, very low. Stay while and listen, though, is going to happen onto Mr. Potato Head. Cherrywood going to be the first to go down. Yatre, though, is traded out. Mr. Potato Head grabs Bosu. Mamias and K4000, though, looking for him. Gust finally used to get to safety. Gak says that's a tasty looking Deckard Cain picked up before they can pick up that potion. Darkfin now all by themselves. K4000 is not able to do anything. And that is going to be the 4-for-1 in favor of waiting on Cherry. They grab this tribute. They're gonna grab this night camp. And the boss tears through the top lane, is looking at this top keep here now. Not necessarily the healthiest, but it does grab that fort wall. Will not get to the keep. The well maintains safety for now. Waiting on Cherry are not done yet. They're looking to step up onto this keep. Death Punisher will take that siege damage from the keep. They grab it, they back away. Sonya does have to clear out this camp. Gonna be able to do so with relative ease. Take a look at the team here. We have that poisoned spear, so 100% additional damage over 6 seconds. Able to just chunk away at that mage minion. Not too much damage from that camp here in the middle lane. This fort still available, and this is going to be the advantage on the map that Team Krap yourself has over waiting on Cherry. They're able to retreat back safely. The map isn't completely opened up on them like it is for the red team. Lots and lots of minions pushing in now, though, and this is going to be a tough fight for TKY as level 20 already online for the side of waiting on Cherry. Look here, we have the Hunter's Blunderbuss coming out from Dax. That coupled with the Executioner makes it really difficult, especially with the Johanna on the team. Anytime you're stunned, anytime you're slow, the Stuka will really help out there as well. Gank push waiting. They get the Blessed Shield onto Deckard Cain. They get the Wind Tunnel out. Li Ming goes down. Deckard Cain goes down. Bosu takes a huge chunk of health. Mr. Potato Head gets very low as well there. Dahaka completes that level 1 leap in the back, trying to find Mr. Potato Head. Yacho looking for anything with the silence from the Dahaka level 10. The isolation does prevent the kill from going down. 3 members and a curse. We could be looking at the beginning of the end here, folks. Heals coming out, trying to keep everybody topped up. Only Darkfin and Bosu available. Our poor Mamias did end up face checking that with a Deckard Cain, ends up getting blessed in the face. And this is going to be a very rough defense. Big furrow coming in though from Darkfin. Can they pull it out? Stun comes out on a Discord. That objective is falling fast. The core is falling fast. Dax already calling the GG. Bosu going to pick off Cherrywood there. 30% left on the core. That is going to be game number 1 going over to Waiting on Cherry. GG. What a fun way to start the game. Great play from both the teams there. Take a look at our score screen, take a look at some of these talents, and then get set for game number 2 as we look to update here. 10-16 in favor of Waiting on Cherry. Really, really well played by both the teams. Dax actually not feeding, the only person not to die on their team. So definitely an anomaly there coming out. As we all know, Dax's favorite strategy is feed to win. But really, great job to Waiting on Cherry. K4000, lots of big damage. Bosu, though, being the one to out damage everybody there on the team. Everybody in the game with that 39k. A relatively low damage game. Great play from the teams there. Just constantly looking for pressure elsewhere on the map and not necessarily fighting around those tributes. It got really bloody, but during the game, unless they found really a pick, nobody was out looking for big team fights. So great job to the teams there. Take a look at these talents. We get ready for game number 2. We'll see if the members of Team Krap yourself are going to opt for first pick or map pick, and then where we'll go. Going for a full-on orb build here from K4000, opting for that Illusionist at level 13 as opposed to the Glass Cannon. So keeping that extra health, which was definitely needed. Discord and Dax on top of them nearly the entire game, made for a difficult fight there. We did not end up going for Chad Vala instead. The Punishment and Arsenal, so pretty much standard Vala saved the level 1 with the Caltrops, so they did end up completing their Dax. Fairly standard for that Gray main build, Eyes in the Dark, yep, everything on the prowl, looking standard. Great value from the Executioner. As we mentioned earlier, a little bit of a I always like to look at the Falstad builds, since I'm not super familiar with Falstad after the changes. We did have the Frequent Flyer, my personal favorite of the new level 1 talent, getting that extra minion damage, getting that extra auto attack damage. Hammer gained, as is fairly standard. Went for the secret weapon this time around, so not the increase onto the boomerang. So increasing the hammering range by 30%, and then, of course, basic attacks dealing 90% bonus damage while hammering is in flight. Mighty Gust, sustained wins. Basic attacks against enemy heroes deal bonus damage equal to the hero's maximum health and increase to 2% while Tailwind is active. Everything else, though, looking fairly standard. We'll see if we have another game here. It does not look like it. Let's see how that's affected the score. As some of you might be surprised, Waiting on Cherry is 1 up in the series. We are going to be waiting here just for a moment to see where the teams are going to bring us next. So while we do that, I'm going to head on over to our break screen, and we'll be back in just a moment, my friends. I'll see you in a second.
break my neck and I just wonder why I'm buried in a suit I'd never buy, a suit I'd never buy. Cufflinks on my wrist, I can't act surprised when the shovels hit dirt in the earth. Did they start to cry? Since I'm 17, I've been looking for a place to make me be complete. I've been looking all alone out there for anything to make me feel alive. Bring me back to life. Cufflinks on my wrist, I can't act surprised when the shovels hit dirt in the earth. Did they start to cry?
Alrighty, guys, did you miss me? Glad to be back. As you can see here, game number 2 was picked by Waiting on Cherry once again. We are going to be going over to Towers of Doom. They're getting the lobby all set up right now. Hi, Mr. Born to Shine. Thanks so much for stopping in. I'll let the team know that we are all ready and set to go. And as soon as I do that, bring it back over to me. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. Thanks so much. If you are enjoying the stream so far, then please remember that this is my full-time job, and you know, this is how I pay rent and bills and whatnot. So if you're having a wonderful time, then please consider dropping a follow, dropping a sub, dropping some biddies. Perfect time, NyquilFiend. Thank you for the rating party of 12. I appreciate it. Alrighty, let's head on into the draft here, as y'all just heard. Game number 2 in our best of 3 series. Waiting on Cherry is up 1 over Team Krap yourself, and this is Towers of Doom. Thanks so much for stopping by, friend. Welcome for our friends of NyquilFiend. So great to have you all here and hanging out. We are casting some NGS, and this is game number 2. Go ahead and give a shout out to our friend there. You can give them a follow if you're part of my community, and you really should. They are a really wonderful caster there. So, getting ready though. What should we expect to see? Orphea, once again, gonna be banned out. Is a favorite of Waiting on Cherry, so get her out of here. Brightwing gonna be the next ban, and now I'm starting to wonder if maybe this isn't, you know, just instead of being like a super crazy, smart, calculated what's the word I'm looking for? Global play. Instead, it is going to maybe be more of a target ban. It is going really well. Thank you so much. See what else the teams are looking to put in here. See if anything is worth banning out from the last game. Sonya, this time going to be banned by Team Krap Yourself. They picked it up game number 1, but they're looking for something a little bit different game number 2. What can we expect to see next as we head on in? Final ban of the evening, survey says, gonna be Zool coming in. So maybe a smart reactionary pick there from waiting on Cherry. Seeing the Sonya was going to be banned out. She is a really superb double soaker. Instead, they're going to ban out the Zool. They know that they don't want to fight against it because it is one of the most devastating double soaks to go against. But Diva, going to be first pick for Yatre this time around. Not messing around with these off lanes. You know, I don't blame them. It can be really difficult to find a good off lane, especially later on as the time goes on. Pick up that off lane early, pick up something strong like the Diva, which is really hard to get in on and gank. And, you know, then you can really put your opponents in kind of a bind as we get moving through. Waiting on Cherry. Gonna grab Uther this time, and Mr. Potato Head gonna grab the Chromie. Was banned away late this time and has been ignored once again. As a result, gonna look to just continuously be a nuisance on that Chromie. So we'll see how the members of Team Krap Yourself are going to deal with this. And then, of course, we all love a good Uther tank. So let's get some shouts for that. As a new Barak once again gonna come in for Darkfin. And Mamaya's gonna grab the Ana. So we'll see if maybe a Li Ming ban. She is very strong here as well. Or if maybe instead gonna go for something like Kael'thas, Jaina. They all work out well. If you want to be super spicy, go for a 4-man Imperious with the Ana, because that actually, it kind of spanks, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see if that's something they're looking for, or if, once again, just gonna go ahead, grab that Li Ming. It is backing away, so just kidding. Cannot grab the Li Ming. Ban coming through here is going to be that Dahaka. So not allowing for that global presence from waiting on Cherry. Once again, it was a really big pain in the butt in that last game. So this time round, gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Picks coming in from waiting on Cherry. Still need that regular support. Another DPS would be really nice. And of course, the off lane. Sylvanas coming out for Dax. And Leoric is going to be picked up here by Discord. So another very strong offlane, which can be difficult to gank. Difficult to kill as well. We shouldn't see Yatre going down too terribly much, maybe losing the mech, but killing that Diva pilot is going to be quite difficult there. Finally, rounding out the draft for the side of Team Krap Yourself, we have Kael'thas and Raynor for K4000 and Bosu. See what support is going to bode well into that. And I like the K team. Does make it very difficult for the team to move and maneuver around, spreading those living bombs. So makes sense to go ahead and pick that up. And then Raynor is a very safe long-range poke hero. Finally, Varian gonna come in for Death Punisher. All right. So a little bit of a swap here. We are going to have that true Uther support, and there we go. So Uther going to be going to the side of Death Punisher, and then Cherrywood going to grab the Varian. So looking for just a pick kill comp this time from the side of waiting on Cherry. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll bring it back over to myself. All right, everything is all up to date on Soothsayer and whatnot. Good. Alrighty, game number 2, our best of 3 series. I'm going to pop over here really quickly for the friends of NyQuil Fiend, so you guys can see where we've been, where we're going, all that good stuff, where we cannot go, as Team Krap Yourself banned away Battlefield of Eternity, and Dragonshire waiting on Cherry banned out. Garden of Terror and Brax's Holdout. First map was picked and won by waiting on Cherry, and now we're on Towers of Doom. Alrighty, now that you guys are all caught up, why don't we take a look at our team. Just over here on the blue side once again, we have Yatre on that Diva. Himayas will be your Ana. Darkfin once again on the Anubarak. K4000 is your Kael'thas, and Bosu will be your Raynor. Over here on the red team, it's waiting on Cherry with Dax on the Sylvanas. Mr. Potato Head is your Chromie. Death Punisher on the Uther. Cherrywood will be your Varian, and here heading her up to the top immediately once again, it's going to be Discord on that Leoric. Bring it back down to this middle lane, and we'll take a look at these talents. KT, of course, going for the Mana Addict. Uther starting out with that Wave of Light. It's very standard for the support Uther to come in here. Chromie is going to be grabbing that Time Walker's Pursuit. I always want to call it once again the first time, but that is the Q second quest. So of course, getting that extra vision, getting that extra spell power can be really devastating. I can't speak today, guys. Always want to touch on our coolest and most attractive players. They are our offlane players. They sacrifice screen time so that we can have XP. Speaking of all the shenanigans going on, we're actually maybe going to see a gank onto Leo here. The sleep comes out. We're just going to use that Wraith Walk, get back to base, and that is going to be a big chunk of Discord's health going down, but he is totally fine. Meanwhile, the members of Waiting on Cherry are getting started on this camp here, looking to grab those pumpkins, and the same going over to Team Krap yourself. Dueling. Camp finally is going to be picked up. The big thing here for Team Krap yourself is they have the advantage until level 4. So one more level where they can continue to bully in the members of Waiting on Cherry. Just Dax down here in the bottom. See if they use those black arrows. They do not use the black arrows, and all 3 pumpkins are going to go in. Meanwhile, the other pumpkins will be cleared out by the side of Team Krap yourself. So big early lead going over to them in terms of structure damage. Cherrywood getting low, doesn't have that taunt yet, so it's still just a big minion. You can really see Team Krap yourself taking advantage of this. Bosu is going to try to duel it out with Dax. Are going to see Cherrywood and Mr. Potato Head get kind of low. The stun, though, will come out on a Darkfin, and first blood will go over to Waiting on Cherry. I'm sorry. Heard all the chickens. Level 4 is online, so we do have that damage coming out from Varian. He's finally got that taunt, but Uther will go down just before that 3-lane, those 3 shrines, which you hate to see are the members of Waiting on Cherry. They may look to only grab the one safe objective here. Darkfin is back. Uther will be back momentarily. But for now, everybody is just playing safe. This big damage is coming in here from Waiting on Cherry. Coming in from Team Krap yourself on Waiting on Cherry. We're going to see the time stop come out onto Darkfin. They get the stun onto Cherrywood. Has to try and parry. They're spreading the bombs. Mr. Potato getting quite low. Shrine will be picked up by the side of the blue team here. So it is going to be 1 shot for Waiting on Cherry, 3 shots for Team Krap yourself. Both getting quite low. Has to pop the adrenaline rush. Varian comes in to look for him. Yatre finally coming down. Leo did not come down, so this is a 4v4 for the time being. 5v4 once Anubarak gets back. Taunt will come out onto Ana. We do have Chromie coming in. Lots of damage coming out. Diva does drop the self-destruct. Bosu running now for their life. Maya's able to keep him fairly healthy. Now Death Punisher may pay the ultimate price. Diva will end up going down. They do manage to trade it out 1 for 1 as Uther is the next to drop. Cherrywood is very low. Shadow Dagger going to come out. Dax now might be in a little bit of trouble. They no longer have that Uther support keeping them alive, and they will end up dying to that Raynor auto attack that followed them all the way through the haunting wave. So 2 for 1 in favor of Team Krap yourself, who have really shown up in this early game, understanding where their strengths are and then taking those strengths. Uther is back, so Darth Punisher and Mr. Potato Head going to get started on that. You have a wet noodle fight going down in the bottom as the tanks are dueling it out. Raynor will clean this middle wave as they look to catch up on XP to the side of Team Krap Yourself and then get started on their own camp here. Two of these objectives are available in the top lane. So we'll see if once again we have that gentleman's agreement. I'll take mine, you take yours. A team fight coming in here. Dax being harassed by Darkfin. Cherrywood as well. Stun coming out from Uther. Chromie paying away. Discord has dropped down as well. D.Va already getting in position to grab their own objective, and this could pose to be a trouble for the side of waiting on Cherry, who are going to be late to grabbing their own. In fact, D.Va is going to be finished before it's even started on the side of the red team. So Yatre is going to try and interrupt that. Will be able to do so. The hard thing there is there it is. That drained life. Taunt comes out. Discord getting started on grabbing and channeling that. D.Va Mech will end up going down. It just was from Potato Head and Chromie, but level 10 is here for Chromie. That level 8 ability goes for that temporal loop. Cherrywood will finish off that D.Va Mech, and once again, Yatre will go down. Meanwhile, though, the 4-man is going to push away on this bottom port. Boshu taking quite a bit of damage, is very low on the mana, has to be careful, otherwise it could be in big trouble. Amias, though, great sleep dart coming out onto Leo, allowing Darkfin to get away safely. Big chunk of damage coming in onto this fort, but for the time being, it manages to hold out. Outright has respawned, is heading back to the top. K4000 looking to grab those globes. They are on 13. Not quite at the point to get that shield yet. We're going to see Darkfin getting very low. Wailing Arrow comes out. Level 10 online for the side of waiting on Cherry. And that is a lot of damage coming out. We're going to see Bosu get hit with the temporal loop. Going to go back in. Big damage. That's another member going down. Tank and DPS will end up popping here. Dax gonna get started on this bottom. Gonna get started on this bottom fort here. They don't have that Sylvanas turn off just yet in the Black Arrows. Death Punisher will become very low. Level 10 is now online for the side of the blue team as well. Team will back up. Cherrywood out in the middle, has to be careful. Potential camp invade coming through. Lots of heroics were used in that last team fight, while Team Krap Yourself still has most of theirs available. Nubrat going for the Locust Swarm this time around. Not going to grab Cocoon. We are going to see once again the temporal loop come out. Not going to be able to find the damage. Leo does drop the Entomb. Oh, Mr. Potato Head has to get that D-Shield. D.Va Mech traded out. Uther traded out. Chromie traded out. Darkfin is going to potentially be the next to fall. Discord is very low. Darkfin, though, will get away. D.Va's Mech did go down as well. Back in the pilot mode. Big, humongous team fight coming out here. But nobody going down on the side of Team Krap Yourself. And as a result, they will pick up this shrine. Despite being behind in the kills, though just by one after that last team fight, they are significantly ahead in these tower shots. We look here, it is 24 to 32. Camp will be picked up here for Team Krap Yourself. D.Va soaking away. Does have that mech available. Can get back in at any time they want. Leo, again, it's all about those minions. Big team fight coming out here. Raynor will just pop like a balloon. We do see the Phoenix being dropped. Dax is very low, but nobody can follow in to get on top of him. That is just too far for the team to step up at the moment. Pumpkins will need to be cleared out. Darkfin is looking for blood. Finally, Black Arrows will come out here. That is going to be all those pumpkins popping down. Once again, waiting on Cherry, hoping to grab grab this objective here down in the bottom. They really want to grab these towers. Team is back and ready to go though. So with that 4-man down here in the bottom, no more damage. Just a little bit of Chromie tickle damage coming out for those objectives. Check the bush. They see Death Punisher in there, who is acting, you know, pseudo-tank, because support Uther is still a very good tank Uther there little bit of a change up here at level 4. They did opt to go that Holy Shock, so more DPS. And then at level 13, going for this Blessed Champion. So hitting with those auto attacks does grant a little bit of healing around them, kind of like a kerosene. Mr. Potato Head has just exploded. We do have the D-Shield coming out onto Dax. Nano Boost is available on KT, but he is being super harassed by Cherrywood there. Lyric going to be the next to go down. Self-destruct has been popped by D.Va. Waiting on Cherry is very low. They're having a hard time taking this team fight. They will have to back up. K4000 grabbing that objective. That is going to be another 4 shots against the core. Level 1 has been completed. Cherrywood will end up taking quite a bit of damage there. Great unstoppable by Uther. They have that shield wall, so able to negate most of that damage. Though the CC from Team Grab Yourself is real. They're pinging, they want to grab this bottom, but it is quite difficult despite only having 3 members available. Leo is back. He's heading to deal with that camp. Chromie is back now here as well. Taunt comes out. Darkfin very low, has to back away. We do have the temporal loop coming out onto Bosu. They're looking for him. Entomb to finish the job. Bosu ends up going down. D.Va's mech is down. Anuba Rack is down. It's waiting on Cherry bite back. They kill the D.Va pilot. Taunt coming out onto Mamaya's. K4000 tries to help their support, but can only get out themselves. They're the only person to survive. Leo stopped doing the camp to turn around and help their friends, and a big turnaround came through. We are going to see this aggressive camp taken now by the side of waiting on Cherry. Meanwhile, Fort was taken by Dax and Death Punisher. Stun comes out onto K, but they're not able to finish the job. Waiting on Cherry. They're very, very rough early in middle game, but they are now ahead 2 levels. They're going to finally step back up and grab some of these shrines. This is a triple shrine phase. Leo already in position to try and be aggressive here, but might be spreading the team a little too thin. Sappers do not make it in. Taunt comes out. Temporal Loop comes out. Bosu's very low. Stunned before the Temporal Loop can even finish. Waiting on Cherry have had enough. They're looking to fight. Lucas Swarm has been popped. Darkfin was able to survive their Beetles just for a little bit of extra harassment, preventing the team from mounting up. D.Va and Discord, Yatra and Discord dueling it out here in the top. This is going to be that bottom shrine going over to Waiting on Cherry. 5 shots going in, bringing the core to 27. Darkfin is here now. Yatra and them are going to chunk down, but that is going to be Yatra stuck in the Entomb. D.Va mech is going to go down. The Entomb comes out at the perfect time, though. Level 13, good to go. Will allow the pilot to escape. This is going to be a triple altar phase here for Waiting on Cherry. 15 shots, looking to make it 19 as they grab this boss here. All 5 members alive, but they opt to take the tower in the bottom instead. That is going to be Waiting on Cherry getting ahead here by a large chunk. They were down, you know, half to just a couple of shots here a little bit ago, but now they're the ones who hold all the cards. If they keep this up, they could end up winning in just a couple more altars here. Though, Team Grab Yourself, understanding they really couldn't fight the boss without those 16s, so they do have online now, decide to take this bottom fort. And it was already so difficult for Waiting on Cherry to grab that fort, so continuing to do so will become a problem. Lanes are all being cleared out. Leo, of course, just soaking away. And the team's just calm before the storm. Yatra comes in, Anubarak comes in. There's the silence. There's the Entomb. And Darkfin may have overstepped here. They end up going down. The rest of the team throws out the Phoenix. Lots of damage coming out onto Sylvanas. The D-Shield will prevent too much of that from going down. D.Va drops the mech. There's a lot happening here. Just able to get back in safely and back away. Lots of big abilities used on both sides. In fact, the only heroics available currently are Micro Missiles, Taunt, and Temporal Loop. This does favor the side of Waiting on Cherry. They are going to find the Taunt onto Bosu. That is a kill onto Bosu. So 3-5 for this next fight. Lyric is going to see where the team is and just make sure that this isn't a free cap for the blue team. Mamias will step up trying to do so, does not connect with the sleep dart once again. Bottom fort taken over by Waiting on Cherry. Having that Sylvanas turn off is so valuable. Anna picked off by Varian and Leo. And Waiting on Cherry really coming back here. Really showing the prowess of their comp. Camp was taken, should turn around and get this fort here, which makes it easier to clear. Yeah, 50% already going down. KT and Darkfin trying to chase this away. Use the Entomb there. That is a big taunt. Darkfin does end up going down as they look for that burrow just to do the extra damage and end up giving their life. Fort was taken back, but Waiting on Cherry already just waiting to finish this off as soon as the fort is ready. And these staggered deaths are really making it difficult for Team Krap yourself to come back in here. Level 20 now online for the Cox, and we can see a bolt coming out. Bulwark of Light, so big Divine Storm. Everybody can gather up. Everybody can get a D shield here, which makes it just that much more valuable in these clumped up team fights. Chromie, of course, gone for the Pierce, buried alive as we see, and glory to the Alliance. Anytime that banner is down, are going to see lots of damage coming out, lots of healing coming out. As we did opt for the Banner of Stormwind, which is the extra damage for the spell power. So Chromie gets extra damage from that, Sylvanas gets extra damage from that. Tough time. Darkfin once again has used that burrow. Killed boss. Popped just like a balloon. Anna faces a similar fate. Darkfin finds the stun. Sylvanas, though, looking for blood. The Wailing Arrow shut down a lot of these folks. Bosu trying to get away, but Varian is just on top of him. And that is going to be 3 members going down once again with only 3 shots left. It's going to take a miracle for this team to go back, but nobody is in position. Bulwark of Light finishes it off, and that is going to secure game number 2, and this series will go over to Waiting on Cherry. GG. Well done by the chickens there. Great game. Was very close. I thought for sure it was going to be a 3-game series as Team Crappers out pulled out an amazing early game. They did a fantastic job. They were getting kills. Unfortunately, it looks like the side of Waiting on Cherry just scaled a little bit more. Take a look at these stats here, update our score screen, and then we'll hop into an interview with one of the members of Waiting on Cherry. So, big damage from K4000. One thing I will say is, Waiting on Cherry, you gotta work on those bomb spreads, because so many times your poor Uther just was like trying to run back, and then the bombs would spread, and then everyone would spread it back to Uther, and Death Punisher ended up going down there. So, great plays by K4000, just wasn't enough to turn it around this time. Let's you guys all take a look at these scores as we update our score screen, and then we'll hop into our interview. Alrighty, bring it over to the score screen, and then let's see, is anyone in the Discord ready to chat with us? Helps to go to the right Discord. I'll hop into lobby 1, and we'll wait for somebody. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary folks, we are here with Dax, the captain of Waiting on Cherry. How are you doing, my friend? Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We are doing well. A little shaky on the games there, but fortunate enough, kind of fell. The team fights went our way there towards the end of both those games.
Yeah, definitely. They had a very strong early game, and were you guys... How did you bite back? Because in game number 1 and game number 2 especially, it really seemed they had their number. You know, kind of walk me through what team comms were like that allowed you to get back on track there.
It was mostly just trying not to, tilt. I mean, we all agreed that we were kind of playing a little sloppy, just making some weird decisions and positioning issues, and
right,
just kind of settled. Once we settled down there a little bit, like comms, they kind of cleaned up a little bit, and then the direct calls were there, whether it was Krap in this camp or we're all going to be here. I just think kind of both games, like the early game, just I think we were just making too many mistakes that we'd have to, fortunately enough, we're able to clean up there in the late game.
Right, definitely. So game number one, you guys go to Cursed Hollow. Now, is that a favorite of you guys, or did you just think, maybe based on any kind of scouting that you did, you could get an advantage on the map?
No, we like Curse Hollow. That's kind of a base, a basic map, I guess per se. You can kind of feel
Right.
your team out for maybe like a game two.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but no, I mean they liked Garden of Terror. I know in the pregame stuff they liked Garden of Terror. They seemed a little upset that that I banned it,
Yeah.
but no, but kind of similar is Cursed Hollow, but yeah, it was just it's a comfortable map for I think most people.
Sure thing. Yeah, you guys did really great there. There were several times that you opted to forego the tribute, looking for value elsewhere. Was that, or whether it be grabbing bosses, grabbing a different camp, looking for a forest? Tell me about those decisions. Why did you feel that those were, more impactful than the tribute per se?
So they have a really good team fight,
Mhm.
as I think have you and ourselves, especially on the business end of their team comps there.
Mhm.
So that was a decision where if it wasn't like a necessity to have to fight over an objective, like if we can get it easy or poke it, install it out, and just try and get pressure elsewhere on a large map like Cursed Hollow, that would just play in favor of the late game for us, and actually end up playing that way.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, it worked out. They got the first tribute, but you guys were able to hold off well enough and then continuously getting those camps. I think they just kind of succumbed to the pressure. So, moving on to game two, you guys take us to Towers of Doom. And you go for a little bit of a bait and switch there. Did you plan to go for an Uther tank? Or was it really the whole time just to say, we're going to make them think that this is an Uther tank and then rotate our draft around?
So it could have went either way. The
Mm-hmm.
nice thing about Uther is you can kind of draft it early, and it doesn't really give a whole heck of a lot.
Right.
And then that way, if something else was picked that maybe we didn't want to run the taunt variant, we could pick a different tank. Or if Cherry wanted, if it looked good with the or with the Uther, we can run like maybe like a double support style. But Uther does just a really good job. So it just allows us to kind of position later on in the draft.
Sure thing. Now we do have to touch on the fact that Dax, you didn't feed in game number one. I think all your fans are very disappointed. You were the only
I know
person
they're
who
so
didn't.
upset. I'm upset. This never happens. Like I'm
Oh.
just buffing my KDA, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta get on that board somehow. But seriously, well done, my friend. And my second one, I think I kind of finally put it together after game number one. Did you really name your team Waiting on Cherry because you're waiting on Cherry Wood's death timer?
Not necessarily the death timer, but that was a joke I threw out since you said that you just kind of feed all the time. But no, so the team name itself is literally we usually 9 times out of 10 we're waiting on Cherry, whether he's taking smoke breaks or whatever the case may be, or he's running a little behind. Usually the four of us are in lobby or in party sitting somewhere, waiting on him. So definitely got the namesake for the team there.
That's really hilarious because I was I always kind of was like it's an interesting name, and then you said it in chat, and I kind of finally clicked for me. I was like, oh, Great job tonight, my friend. You guys played really well. So I'm going to leave the floor open to you for any shout outs, any call outs you'd like to do within reason. The floor is yours, my dear.
Within reason, sure. First and foremost, to you, Jinxie. Always a pleasure to have you on the cast. Looking forward to rewatching the VOD. I love your casting.
Oh,
You do a fantastic
thanks.
job, and I'm always impressed at the production quality that you do. So, thanks to
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks to Team Crap yourself. Really hard fought game from them. Hopefully, they
Yeah.
keep their heads up.
Yeah.
I think they're a newer team this season, so I mean,
Yeah.
just get a couple more games under your belt. And you usually see those teams like kind of figure it out, I guess per se, and then they start popping off in the latter part of the season. So keep your heads up. Really strong heroes and team fights by them. Shout outs to Shredded Wind, our coach. He's
Mm-hmm.
actually on a date. Missed our game tonight. He's on a date,
Aw.
so taking a young lady out for ice cream. So props to him. Shout out to him for being a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to the team, always showing up. And then our sponsor this season, actually, you turned me on to them, but it was Rogue Energy Drink. Actually, just finished my last few sips
Yeah.
of that. Hot Cherry is the coupon code. Save 10% off there. If you are a caffeine junkie like myself.
Yeah.
But no, that's gonna be it.
All right, my friend. Well, once again, absolutely a fantastic job. Thank you so much for chatting to me. Now, I'll let you go back to your team to celebrate. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you later.
Thanks, Jinxie. See ya.
See ya. Alrighty, my dear loves, that is going to do it for me this evening. I hope you had a wonderful time. Remember, once again, if you are really enjoying this, I do this full time, and I don't like to sit here and try and pressure you in, paying my bills. But if you have a fun time, if you like what I do, then please consider dropping a sub, dropping some bits, dropping some follows. If you don't have any money to spare, COVID is tough. I absolutely get that. It just means the world to me that you hang out and spend time here. If you really want to help, interact. Just drop a smiley face in chat. It doesn't matter what's going on. Like that helps me so much. You can see here, this is my pin. I'm going to drop the code once again in chat if anybody would like to grab one. And that is, goodness, where is it? There it is. All right. So if you guys would like to grab one of these awesome Jinxie pins, they are $6. Go ahead and post it there. It's just, $6, and then between $2 to $4 in shipping, so for $10, you can really help me out and get one of these nifty little pins. They're super cute. They're made by Wizard Pins. So they're really, really strong. I appreciate you guys so very much. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you tomorrow for not only some CCL in-house cast, but also I believe we have another game going on in the evening. So noon tomorrow is where you'll see myself casting with my lovely friend Goon. I appreciate you guys very much. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you later. I'm going to raid you over to someone fun. Alrighty? Bye-bye, friends.
I can feel this tide choke my neck and I just wonder